Hello, LTV viewers and friends. Welcome to the April 17th, 2025 edition of East End News on LTV. This is your community and your news. I'm Christine Sampson. Local farmers delivered mixed news on Tuesday in the first ever State of Agriculture Committee report to the East Hampton Town Board. Here's this week's top story. Agriculture in East Hampton is thriving in many ways, even as farmers encounter new challenges every season. That was the message from two local farmers, Amanda Mero from Amber Waves and Alex Balsam from Balsam Farms, in an official Agriculture Committee report to the East Hampton Town Board during an April 16th work session.
So we all know that property, that land in East Hampton is extremely valuable. To us as growers, it's extremely valuable because it's some of the best farmland, some of the best soil actually in the country. They hold organic matter well, they hold moisture, they drain well. They're beautiful growing soils, which has given us the opportunity to produce a variety of crops out here, from mixed vegetables to livestock, nursery stock, etc. We have a really robust farming community here on the East End.
Demand for farm fresh products remains high in East Hampton Town, and much of what's grown here is consumed here, which is extremely important.
We love to keep our dollars circulating in our local town economy.
However, farmers say the enormous deer population, invasive insects, crop diseases, and climate change are very real threats to agriculture.
We see more extreme rain events, perhaps more extreme droughts. The frost on the early side of the season and the late side of the season is variable. Everything's just getting more extreme. So we have to come up with techniques on how to battle these things, right? So again, not unique to East Hampton, but a challenge for our industry for sure.
They urged town officials to work with farms on updating rules and regulations to benefit agriculture, such as allowing better deer fencing and affordable housing options for workers.
For example, the town of Southampton allows farm worker housing in ag structures. Maybe there's something that's something we could do in East Hampton as well.
And why are we still farming after hundreds of years here? I think it's the sheer stubborn will and tenacity of the people who choose to farm here. Certainly isn't the easiest place in the country to farm. There's so much competition for land and development.
East Hampton Town Board members said the farm community's message was well received, including Ian Calder-Piedmont, a councilman who happens to be a farmer himself.
It's invaluable to hear directly from the farmers about the things that are impacting you, which are always changing. And I think for us as a town board and other town agencies to do their job, effectively and recognize agriculture, we need to hear from you and we need the information. And so I think that this is a great thing that you're giving this speech today. And I hope that we can have more ag presentations, be it State of Ag annually and specifically with code and other changes we can do in our town to help support agriculture.
Important news for anyone who takes the train on the South Fork. Buses will replace trains on the Montauk Railroad branch this weekend. From Bellport to Southampton and from Bridgehampton to Montauk, the affected trains are those running between 9 p.m. on Friday, April 18th and 4 a.m. on Sunday, April 20th. The Long Island Railroad warns travelers that these replacement bus trips might add as much as 75 minutes to your usual train ride. The railroad said these changes are necessary while crews make much-needed upgrades, specifically at the Snake Hollow Road crossing in Bridgehampton and the Montauk Highway Bridge in Eastport. Snake Hollow Road will be closed to most traffic, so drivers are urged to use Butter Lane instead. Officials said in a statement that this work will improve safety and reliability along the line, ensuring a smoother and more dependable experience for all riders in the future. The results are in. The Montauk Library crowned not one, but two winners of its first ever Carrot Cake Bakeoff on Saturday, April 12th. Tying for first place in the contest were Douglas G. of Bridgehampton and Ruan Botha of Montauk. Their cakes were tops out of 13 total entries. Honorable mentions went to Terry and Riley Struble, Sharon Burns, and Dan Elliott. Dan is pictured here cutting the cakes and wearing a homemade Easter bonnet. The judge of the contest was Laura Donnelly, a professionally trained pastry chef who is famous for her recipes and restaurant reviews in the East Hampton Star. The Carrot Cake Challenge was the Montauk Library's third such event. Last Christmas, there was a fruitcake contest, and a month ago, there was an Irish soda bread bake-off. Next, a red, white, and blue dessert challenge for Flag Day in June. As summer approaches, East Hampton Village is looking for enthusiastic people to take on seasonal traffic control officer jobs. For up to $25 an hour, traffic control officers are needed to direct traffic in busy areas, enforce village parking regulations, and assist at special events, parades, and accidents. For those interested in future law enforcement careers, becoming a TCO is a great head start. They gain experience in interpersonal communication, crowd management, and event coordination skills. To apply for the job, applicants should email their resume and information to work@easthamptonvillage.gov. A popular teacher and baseball coach from Hampton Bays is fighting for his life, but he's not fighting alone. Drew Budd of 27east.com reports that the East End community is rallying around Mike DeRosa, who teaches and coaches at the Bridgehampton School. Bubba, as this friendly teacher is often called, suffered a medical emergency at school about 3 weeks ago, which led to the discovery of stage 4 glioblastoma, a form of aggressive brain cancer. The baseball teams at Bridgehampton and Hampton Bays, DeRosa's alma mater, are raising money for every strikeout and base hit the players achieve during their games. The school's parent-teacher organization in Remsenburg, Spionk, where DeRosa's wife Diana is a teacher, is also raising money for the family. Just 3 months ago, Mike and Diana DeRosa welcomed their first baby, a daughter named Mia. DeRosa has already had a complicated brain surgery to remove the tumor, but has a long road to recovery ahead of him. Information on how to support him is on Instagram at RME_PTO. On April 26th, Adopt a Shelter Pet Day will be celebrated with an adoption and fostering event at the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation. Last year, the town of Southampton established Adopt a Shelter Pet Day, encouraging the community to adopt pets from local shelters. This year, the shelter is in need of now more than ever and looking for people to adopt and foster animals as they prepare for renovations this coming fall. For those looking to adopt a furry friend, this event is a chance to learn more about the adorable animals the shelter has available for adoption. The Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation is located at 102 Old Riverhead Road in Hampton Bays, and the event will go from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, April 26th. And speaking of shelter pets, the Animal Rescue Fund of the Hamptons was recently called upon to help several dogs facing dangerous conditions in China. Let's find out what happened. 4 more lives saved. The Animal Rescue Fund of the Hamptons recently teamed up with Run to the Rescue to save 4 French bulldogs who are survivors of the meat trade industry in Wuhan, China. Meet Mistletoe, Joy, Jolly, and Jingle, who are between the ages of 4 and 10 years old. They are officially up to date on medical needs and are seeking loving homes. Initial rescue efforts were halted, but Brandy Shervin and Bonnie Clapper stepped in with Run to the Rescue in December. It took months to arrange their transport, but the so-called forgotten dogs of China are safe now. 7 more dogs are en route to ARF, coming from a similarly dangerous situation overseas. To learn more about adopting them, you can visit arfhamptons.org. This just in from ARF. 2 of the French bulldogs have already been adopted, but Joy and Jingle still need loving homes. East End News correspondent Dara Berger was at the Clubhouse on Wednesday, April 9th for a special fundraiser concert, a jazz show featuring both students and pros during a night to remember.
East Hampton High School band students took to the stage at the Clubhouse, but this particular evening was no ordinary concert.
So tonight's event is the brainchild of our music coordinator, Chris Mandato, and he has organized a sort of once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our students to play with 2 world-renowned jazz musicians, Randy Breckert and Ada Ravati.
Besides being award-winning musicians, they are also the parents of an East Hampton High School student who happens to be taking the stage with them for this performance.
And it's a special occasion because I have my daughter in a saxophone section, so it's the first time we're actually performing with her on instruments.
I think along with me, a lot of my band members or bandmates have felt very excited as well. It's just a great opportunity to be able to play with these amazing musicians, and none of us could wait. We're just ready to get on the stage and play.
And I remember when I was their age how excited I would get, and I still do, get excited when I play, when the sound is good and when the audience is good. So this should be a special night.
But it's kind of like with the lights on you and kind of the atmosphere, it's like a real gig. You get a taste for what it's like playing a show on a stage. And that is like a memory I hope they hold for the rest of their lives.
If you weren't able to make tonight's event, Smith says they have another fundraiser coming up on May 9th right here at the clubhouse by the PTSA of the East Hampton High School to raise funds for programs and events for students. Dara Berger reporting in East Hampton for LTV East End News.
The East Hampton Hurricanes made a splash at the National YMCA Swimming Championships recently. Ava Castillo is a member of both the Hurricanes and the Bonnick Broadcasting class at East Hampton High School. Here's Ava's lively report from the sidelines at Nationals.
What's up, Bonnick? It's Ava Castillo, and I qualified for Y Nationals, so I'm going to take you guys along with me.
Here with
Yashu Gradisa,
Vanessa, Lizzie Daniels,
Nicholas Chavez,
Heidi,
Liam Knight, Miles Manu,
Aiden Manu. What's your favorite event?
100 Butterfly,
The 100 back. Also peep the Nationals cap. 100 breast,
100 backstroke,
2 IM,
200 freestyle, the 100 backstroke,
the 100 butterfly. Me too. And this is my head coach, Tom. So, Tom, I have to ask you, what has been your favorite part about seeing the team grow this season?
It just really showed when we were at Y State, and we did the best that we've done in years, and we were right there in the hunt for the championship. And then we also hit all our goals for Y Nationals as a team. We made 2 men's relays, we made 1 female relay, and it allowed us to bring 10 athletes down, which is as much, if not more, than we've ever brought down. And I was just so happy to see that.
Overall, there was 1,191 swimmers, 166 teams, and 26 states, even Alaska. Everyone did amazing. We even had someone break a team record as well as multiple qualifiers for next year's Nationals.
What's your name and what team are you swimming for?
My name is Charlie Macarenas and I'm on LHY.
I'm Olivia Jashub and I swim for LHY.
My name is Blake Bauer and I swim for LHY.
My name is Priscilla Dees, the Rocky Mount Y.
Shepard West and I'm from MACR Sharks in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Bentley, I'm from Team MACR in Iowa.
Nolan Scheller, the Eastern Lycoming Eels.
Jason, HYB.
Sarah Kiff, Meriden Ura and Berlin YMCA Seals.
I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to go to Nationals with my team for my last races ever with the East Hampton Hurricanes. I'm super grateful for our sponsor for giving us such amazing gear, and of course my coaches for doing everything that they do. It was such an amazing experience to be able to swim against the best competition in the nation.
You can learn more about Bonnick Broadcasting on YouTube and on their Instagram feed at BBS The Current. Before we sign off today, we'd like to give a special shout out and thank you to our LTV volunteers. We're a nonprofit TV station that benefits immensely from the time and expertise shared by dedicated community members, including Dara Berger, Pamela Gebhardt, Lisbeth Leon, and Bob Wheelock right here on East End News. We'd love to hear from anyone who's interested in volunteering, especially at our live music and theater events. Reach out on Instagram at LTV East End News. Thank you for watching this week's episode. We'll see you next week on LTV Channel 20, delivering the news you need through the power of public access television.